In exploration, sometimes the largest opportunity is the area with the least amount of information. We have oil and gas offshore. So how do you convince people to go look for it?
In deep water settings, the drilling costs can be quite high. Any methods that can help de-risk those decisions for others could be quite valuable.
This person wants to genotype the DNA of bacteria, and they can tell me whether there was oil there or not. I said,
we don't know what we're going to find out there. It truly is exploration in the true sense.
The greater goal of this entire project is to de-risk offshore oil and gas explorations. Microbiology, geomicrobiology hasn't actually really been used for these purposes, and so from a microbiologist's standpoint, it's very exciting.
We'll be able to identify these microbes in the surface and use them to infer a nearby oil and gas reservoir, thereby de-risking exploration.
It's challenging work. 2,000 or 3,000 meters of water and going down and picking something off the seafloor, that's just physically challenging, even with the technology we have today.
We've done 2 expeditions to take samples out of the bottom of the ocean floor. I've been looking at some of the data. It seems pretty promising so far. We're pretty excited by the results, but we won't really know until we take it back to the lab and analyze everything.
at first glance, it doesn't look all that impressive. But once you've seen enough of them, you start to realize this is a lot going on.
It's a detective story, and we need to use all the clues that we can. That's where the microbiology fits in. It's another piece in the puzzle. The seismic data, the geophysical data is really improving our confidence that it's there.
The question always should come up, why do you have to go through the back door and say, it's more important for us to find the organisms that are eating what you just want to find anyway? And the real answer to this is that it's not as easy as you would think to be able to find an active hydrocarbon seep.
It's a very large area, 800 kilometers long by 200 kilometers wide. It's bigger than the province of Nova Scotia itself.
So we're looking for two different kinds of bacteria. The ones that love it in the cold and eat hydrocarbons, and the ones that were carried against their will out of the reservoir and are able to survive in the cold ocean because they produce endospores. They're a good tell that there might be some hydrocarbons around.
While in Calgary they look at DNA, proteins and rRNA, here at St. Mary's University we are looking specifically for lipids to find an indirect indicator for hydrocarbon seeps. It's an interdisciplinary project, and many people and many universities are working on that, and we all have the same goal.
You lean on the ability of other people to make your work more robust. It provides support for you, and it makes your research better.
It keeps you sharp. People are always seeing things, or they're bringing new things into your discipline, which I think is absolutely essential for it to evolve.
These kinds of research questions often intersect directly with industry and with companies. But thanks to the vision of Genome Atlantic, our industry partner is actually the government of Nova Scotia in this case. And so that's a little bit different, and it's quite a nice and welcome way to work.
It's really interesting to connect all the data points together so that we're not only focusing on what we're doing here, but also to see what the other researchers come out with.
We're just trying to put in a little bit more knowledge to the field and hopefully have an impact in a positive way.
We've started something that has everybody interested.
we've acquired enough data to say we have a proof of concept in terms of positioning ourselves to really validate this as a proper technique for offshore exploration.
I think what's motivating for me and what's motivating for the members of our research group is to be able to take the ecological principles that we're interested in and apply them to something that would be useful for Nova Scotians and Canadians in terms of the future of our energy supply.
If we find out that works, that has a game changer not only here in our offshore, but around the world.
I mean, we're scientists. That's the reason we're here, to make discoveries.
It's a Canadian story. You know, it's Alberta, Nova Scotia, Calgary, and Halifax all working together to develop our economy and to, in fact, innovate and create new technologies. When all those things come together, you've got a pretty powerful project.